And a big reason why this works so easily for me is because I have just figured out what works. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another vlog. Today's video is going to be another vlog, just sharing with you what I'm up to, what I'm doing, some food that we eat, because you guys always love to see the amazing food that we have going on here, even though it's like very simple stuff. Today is a rainy day and it's been raining a lot these past couple days in Southern California, which I know is probably like very unheard of for many of you who don't live in Southern California, but around this time of the year it definitely does happen. And so I've just been taking it slow this morning, going through my routine. I caught up with one of my very close friends, Tara Kemp. I have a podcast episode with her on my podcast, Flourish with Purpose, and we were kind of just catching up on life. It ended up being a 2-hour call, so now I'm kind of just like scrambling, not really scrambling, but I'm just here getting some of my work done, onboarding some new clients into my Flourish with Purpose coaching program, which is all about finding your purpose, reconnecting to it, and aligning your life to it so that you can make some next steps, whether that be in your relationships, your career, your self, and then the changing colors that you're seeing is just because I have this sunset lamp that it changes colors. It just really helps me set the vibe and set the mood. So I just wanted to address that because I know that was happening. But yeah, I'm just working on onboarding some new clients. I'm really excited for the journey that these clients are going to be going down. It's really fun to be able to see where these clients are starting and knowing that once they go down this purpose journey with me and once they step into this coaching container and show up and do the work, they will become such incredibly different people in the next 6 months. It's wild to me how powerful coaching can be. And if you're interested in what that could look like, make sure you check out the link below. I have a full 20-minute masterclass on Flourish with Purpose, all about me, all about the coaching program. So if you're ever interested in it, you can go ahead and check that out. So this morning, I again went through my morning routine. It's raining, so I didn't really get to do any like walking. I typically like to go walking at this point with my dog, but you know, she doesn't like the rain either. She is meant for desert and kind of, she's a cattle dog mix. So she is meant to just be in the sun, herding some cattle. So she's inside, we're inside. I made myself an oatmeal bowl. It is one, very nourishing, very high in protein. Like that whole bowl probably has more than 30 grams of protein in there. And two, it's just so easy to make. I just mix a scoop of protein powder. I use veg chocolate peanut butter. Usually, sometimes I'll use the chocolate flavor, as you know. And if you wanted to try it out, I have a 15% off discount link down below. I mix that with a tablespoon of maca powder and some quick oats. I know that rolled oats are better, right? But you know, I am just going for ease here. And it's crazy because the more I know about nutrition, me being a registered dietitian, the more I understand that it actually doesn't matter as much as we really think. Like, yes, it's really important, but it's so not necessary to stress over the small details of things. And doing things that are consistent and good enough is way better than just like not doing enough or obsessing over things and then not nourishing your body enough as well. This is just a big thing that I've learned in my whole journey of going through my eating disorder recovery like 10 years ago, learning all about nutrition as a registered dietitian and also doing a lot of training in plant-based nutrition, intuitive eating, and Ayurvedic nutrition as well. It's like the more I know, the more I realize that it doesn't matter so much and we don't really need to be so meticulous with it. So anyway, quick oats, mix it all together. I put some hot water in it and I kind of just like walked away to let it soak up while I did my makeup, which was just an easy eyeliner, eyelash, a little eyeshadow moment, and came back down, added some blueberries to it, some almonds, some cacao nibs, and almond butter. I don't know why, but I just really love shaking a little bit of salt on top of my oatmeal. It just is so, like, it just tastes so much better. So I added that on as well. And then I ate my breakfast while kind of catching up on some work. So that was my breakfast. And again, it's super filling. Even up to this point, it is already like 1 p.m. I'm gonna have lunch in a little bit, but I still feel very satisfied. So I'm gonna keep drinking some water, I'm gonna keep working, and then I'll show you what I end up getting into for lunch. But yeah, at some point today, I'm gonna end up doing yoga too. I've been really getting back into my Ashtanga yoga practice. Some of you might have been following me from my yoga teacher training days where I went to India and did a yoga teacher training. I actually did 2. So if you wanna go check those out and you wanna learn about what that was like for me, mind you, it was like 5-ish years ago already. So some of it might have been already very, very different, but I've been getting a lot of messages from some of you who watched my videos or who just follow me on Instagram saying you've been to the yoga school lately and you've had such a great time. So if you're interested at all in any of the abroad yoga teacher trainings, especially in Rishikesh, the one I went to is the Rishikesh Vinyasa Yoga School, and it was just like the best experience of my life. Make sure you go ahead and watch those videos. I'm gonna link the playlist down below. There's lots of content for you to watch already. And at some point on my podcast, I'm definitely gonna share my experience with it and how that has really shaped my life so far, because it was such a big moment for me. So there is my little intro. I'm gonna get into some more work. I'll show you what I'm having for lunch. At some point, gonna do some yoga, and I think at that point, Luke is gonna come home. But here we go. We are doing a little bit of time travel for lunch because I actually started prepping it this morning. So I'm starting to prep lunch this morning, and then we're gonna have it later on. I like to do a lot of batch lunches for the entire week because it's just so much easier for me. Again, I like to work all day. That's just my thing. I don't really like to pause to like take a few hours to like make lunch, prep lunch, whatever. I know it's different for everyone, but it's just so much easier for me to do it this way. So I'm making a bunch of tofu scrambles, and this is both for me and my husband to take to work, and also some potatoes. So it's gonna be tofu scramble, potatoes, and greens, and then I'm gonna put them into little like lunch containers. That way it's just easy to like heat up and then eat and then go on with my day. So I'm gonna show you the little prep right now. So currently I'm just pressing some tofu. I already pressed these 2 blocks right here, and I just have one more tofu block to press, and I usually just press it for like, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes. It's not, oh my gosh. Doing this with long nails is not the business. I don't really press the tofu for that long because it's not super necessary for it to be extremely dry. I just would like to not have an extreme amount of liquid in the pan when I'm cooking. And then over here are just the simple spices for tofu scramble. These are like the basics. You can always add more if you want, but I always have nutritional yeast, some turmeric for the orange yellowy color, some garlic powder. Alternatively, you could just use regular garlic, but I'm lazy this morning. And some black salt. If you don't have black salt, you could just use regular salt, but black salt has more sulfur in it, and it gives it that eggy smell and flavor that we tend to miss when we don't eat eggs. So I just put it all in here, and I'm just gonna mix all of this into the pan, as you'll see later when I have the tofu in there. I was trying to avoid turning on this really big light because it's just so bright in the morning, and I really like low lights. I like dim lights. I like to keep it nice and low, but I feel like you guys should be able to see the actual colors of this tofu scramble. And the reason why I'm doing it so early is because my husband doesn't have any more lunches for the week or for today. And he is gonna come back from the gym in like an hour. And so I'm just doing all this now. That way everything is nice and prepared. I can do my morning routine, and then I can just have lunch when it's ready, and I don't have to like pause in the middle of the day to do all of this stuff. I am actually extremely impressed with myself because it has only been 30 minutes and I just made 5 lunches for the next couple days. So I'm just gonna show you what it all looks like put together. These 2 were already almost ready. They just needed tofu scramble. So they already had the potatoes and the bichin sauce, which is the sauce that I like to use for lunches because it's so good, it's so easy and fully vegan. So I put the tofu scramble here, and then underneath, you can see the bichin sauce here. You can't see it there because I just like it's hidden. Tofu scramble potatoes, roasted potatoes. And these potatoes I have already pre-sliced a while back when I was meal prepping, but I just didn't need to make all of them. So I saved them, I froze them, and then I just air fried them in the amazing air fryer that we have. I'm just gonna cover these up and have them ready to go for lunches. Luke came home and we're gonna meditate together again. We've been meditating together since the beginning, end of this month?
End of January.
End of January, and it's been a lot of fun. We did a transcendental meditation course and it just asks that you meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do right now, and then I'm finally gonna get into yoga. Okay, so Luke and I finished our meditation and then I had a little snack. I forgot to show you. It was just protein fluff. Veg Nutrition has a new flavor. It's a frosted cinnamon roll and it's kind of like vanilla, but it tastes like cinnamon. And I love mixing it with yogurt, and then I had some granola with it and then some blueberries just to fuel myself up in between lunch and dinner. I'm gonna do my yoga practice now, and like I was telling you earlier, I just love the practice of Ashtanga, but since it's been a while since I've been doing it consistently, I know that there are a few cues that I'm not super familiar with, or some things that I might miss, and it's a lot better for me to be able to follow something just for now. I know the practice by heart, but I like to be led by a teacher every now and then just so I know what I'm missing or maybe what I'm doing wrong, or if I can get a few extra really helpful cues. So I actually have my phone because I'm going to be doing the Ashtanga home practice by Kino McGregor. So she has a website called OmStars, and anytime anyone asks me about like a yoga practice app or website, I always recommend OmStars because it's just so easy, accessible, and I love the classes here. And I really, really do love the way that Kino McGregor teaches Ashtanga yoga. It's very simple, it's very easy, and like when I say easy, I don't mean easy to do. I mean, she makes sure that you're keeping it easy in your body, that we're not forcing anything, we're not fighting anything, we're just opening up space for the body to do what it needs to do. So I'm gonna do about an hour. This is just sun salutations, standing poses up to a specific pose, and full closing. So Ashtanga can be very, very long, especially if you're doing all the poses. So this is just my way to kind of build up. So if you do want to learn Ashtanga, but you don't have the time to go to like a studio to learn it every single day, I would recommend starting with OmStars. But as always, I'm a big proponent of going in person and learning from the teachers so that they can see your posture. So this helps me. I already know my body, I know posture and stuff, so this is just like a really great tool for me as well. And as you can see, my room is pink. I have my sunset lamp over here and it makes like different lights, and I love having vibes whenever I do yoga. So I'm going to practice and then we're gonna make some dinner. Exhale. I just finished the yoga practice and I make it sound like it's just super easy to get back into, but if you are new to Ashtanga or if you've done it and you've taken a break, don't forget that it is a very challenging practice. I definitely overestimated myself and didn't realize like, how was I able to do the whole practice every single morning? Like, just that was my early 20s. It was my like physical prime, so I definitely know that there's like a whole physiology thing to it, and I had worked up to doing it every single day, but wow, I just didn't realize how hard that would be. But anyway, I'm going to go downstairs, get dinner started, and finish up the night. And one of my favorite things about the yoga practice is that my puppy baby, she joined me. I love laying next to her when I'm in Shavasana too. So cute. Oh, Kiara, did you have fun? Did you have fun watching me fold? Yeah. Okay, so for dinner, I am heating up a pan right now. I'm going to add some pre-sliced white mushrooms, some pre-cut and pre-washed kale, and some just ready to go food scraps. Look, I do have the time to make everything fresh. but it's just so much more convenient this way. So that's what we're doing. And it's just gonna be super, super simple. So I just wanted to make sure that the pan was hot enough. And then now I'm going to add these mushrooms. I don't add any extra oil, not because I don't want to add oil or like I care about oil, but I just feel like it's unnecessary since the mushrooms already, like they ooze out their juices already. So no need for any extra oil. And then I'm just gonna add the kale and then the bean sprouts last and let it all cook. So covering this now, gonna let the mushrooms cook down. And I have some already prepared brown rice and textured, you can't really see it, textured vegetable protein in this Tupperware. So a lot of you have been asking me how I season textured vegetable protein, and I just wanted to show you the bag that we get. It's basically just textured soy flour that's like put into crumbles and then dried up. So you could also just YouTube this because there are a lot of way better vegan chefs on the internet than me. But the way that I do it is I just put it in a pan and I add some hot water. We have like a hot water machine right there that just dispenses hot water, and then I add seasoning. So usually I put just like steak seasoning. We have a steak seasoning bottle. Not that we eat steak here, but it's just the seasoning. I make sure I add enough hot water to kind of cover the textured vegetable protein. It'll soak up the hot water. And then I just put it on a pan and I let it simmer and the hot water goes away, and then you're left with this, I'll show you. You're left with this ground meat looking thing. And obviously it doesn't taste like ground beef. That's not the point. It's just supposed to be very high in protein and easy to incorporate in meals. A lot of people like to put this into like their bolognese sauces, or they'll put it into chili. It's very, very easy to incorporate in chili and soups and stuff, but I just put it in a bowl with brown rice and vegetables and tahini and just call it a day, because that's all I need. I just wanted to show you the macros on this because a lot of people still think you can't get a lot of protein on a vegan diet, which like it's 2024. I don't understand why, but it is high in protein right there. I don't know if you could see 13 grams of protein in a 1/3 cup serving. So this is a 1/3 cup dry, which is going to make about 2/3 cup cooked, which is pretty easy to eat. We usually eat a whole cup cooked. So we definitely get more than 13 grams of protein whenever we're eating it, and just easy to make and low cost, way cheaper than buying meat. Okay, so at this point, the mushrooms have cooked down. I'm just gonna add the kale. Oops. Try not to let it spill. And then I'm just gonna close the lid and let this cook down for a few more minutes before adding the bean sprouts. Side note, we snack in this house a lot. These Terra chips are probably my favorite chips ever. They're like just sweet potatoes or other types of roots. And then we also always get these Sprouts vegan chocolate chip cookies, and we also have oatmeal raisin. Just so easy. The other day I was asking myself, why don't I bake vegan goodies anymore? Like, why don't I bake any more vegan baked goods? And then I realized it's because it's just so much easier now to buy really good tasting vegan baked goods because it's more available. Whereas back then I had to like make the recipes myself. Not as necessary, at least for where I live. Mind you, I live in Southern California. Eating vegan here is not difficult at all. And I mean, I've traveled to a lot of places too, and it also was not difficult for me to eat vegan there, but I do recognize my privilege living in Southern California that it's really easy to be vegan here. And it's just so cool. Like, I've been vegan for over 9 years at this point, and when I first went vegan, it was like almost impossible unless I wanted to travel like an hour or two away to get really good vegan baked goods. So I feel very lucky. Every time I look at this stuff, I'm like, wow, what a time to eat plant-based, or like even mostly plant-based. You don't have to be fully vegan, but what a time it is to just explore the options that we have without having to add dairy or eggs or eat meat or anything like that. So cool. So everything has cooked down for the most part, and the last, oh my gosh, I just spilled. The last thing that I've added here is I can't get over this. Like, this is distracting me. I just need to clean it. Okay, so something that you guys might not know about me is that I'm like a very messy cooker. If you look underneath the range, pretty much all the little crumbs and all the little dried up food pieces are because of me. But anyway, all I have to do at this point is let everything cook down, and from here I'm just going to heat up the brown rice and the TVP that we have. and then serve the dinner. So I'm also adding a little bit of nutritional yeast to the bowls, and this is just for flavor because I didn't mention any type of flavoring or any type of sauce for this dinner. So I use nutritional yeast, and then we usually put some pasta sauce. Now, we're not actually eating pasta, but don't knock it until you try it. Nutritional yeast, pasta sauce, and tahini. So easy, just makes the food taste so good. So I was just thinking about this, and the reason why I don't do a lot of what I eat in a day videos, like full day of eating videos like on a regular day, is because I just cannot fathom making different meals, like different types of foods every single day to just show on YouTube. Like, it honestly just feels a bit inauthentic and a little bit out of my scope. Like, I'm not here to create food recipes for you guys. I'm just here to show like how I'm able to sustain my lifestyle. And a big reason why this works so easily for me is because I have just figured out what works and what works for my husband. And if you honestly just like look back to a lot of the videos from the past year or so, you will see that the food that we eat is very plain and simple at home. When we go out to eat for fun vegan food, like, yes, that is where I will show you the fun stuff. At home, it's just very simple. It's literally just like ingredient type meals. It feels the best in our body. It's the most sustainable. It's actually the most like nutritious and also very easy for me to incorporate in a busy week. So that is why. I know a lot of you really like what I eat in a day videos, and I kind of enjoy watching them too sometimes, but to be honest with you, I eat the same shit every single day. So, and like with the exception of random snacks or different things that we incorporate, like my husband and I go through a lot of phases of, well, we like rice and TVP, and then probably in a couple of months we're gonna want to eat like potatoes and tofu for dinner, and then in a couple of months, you know, it just kind of goes like that, and it's just what works for us. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, just as a little caveat, and to say, you make your meals the way you need them to be. You know, you figure out what works for you. If you want to make this lifestyle sustaining, if you want your gut bacteria to feel good, like, of course, keep some variety. I always make a bunch of different vegetables over the week, but when it comes to like piecing together of things, it's just put it together, eat it, clean up, and like, let's move on with our lives because we want to do other fun things, you know? And for the finishing touches, I'm gonna add some tahini. And oh my gosh, there's that big, well, there's that lump of tahini. And that is, that's dinner. Okay, so I just shared about how if people want to look back at the things that we eat at home, it's pretty much the same over like the past 1 or 2 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And I just shared how that was really how I'm able to sustain this lifestyle and feel really good on it. And I just want to know your take on it.
I love it. It's super convenient for me. It's tasty. It has everything that I need in terms of macros and nutrition. And I'm not a picky eater. And the most important part is that it's convenient for me because you do all the cooking.
That's very true. It's actually very true. Yeah, we're not extremely picky eaters. I do get a bit selective just depending on what I'm craving. But for the most part, if it's just efficient and it saves me time and like I can have more time to hang out or do some work, which I love to do, read, sleep, like that feels a lot better for me. It's different for everyone. Thanks for sharing. Last but not least, we ended the evening with some chocolate. We have this one, and Luke bought like literally the same one. Not the same one, a similar one, but just with less dark chocolate. So this is, dude, we open it this way, so it's hard for me to show you without all the pieces spilling. What is this? 80%? No! Not me dropping the chocolate. It says it right here. 70% dark chocolate, and then this one is 55% dark chocolate with salted almonds. And I prefer darker chocolate. Both of them are delicious, and they're both vegan. I hope you guys enjoyed this what I eat in a day-ish kind of vlog, and understand that, look, Not everything is gonna be perfectly aesthetic, and you need to find out what works for you, whether you eat a vegan diet, whether you eat a mostly plant-based diet, whether you eat whatever it is that you eat. My main thing is don't be stressed out about it. Try your hardest to make it colorful and just enjoy it. And if there's anything that I learned from my nutrition training, my Ayurveda training, my plant-based nutrition training, from all of the very like high-level professional clinical trainings, the main thing honestly is to just enjoy what you do and to make it regular and make your body and your well-being front and center, and know that your body knows what it's doing. Sometimes you just have to do a few tweaks. So I hope you again enjoyed this little vlog, what I eat in a day video, and I can't wait to share more vlogs with you in the future. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel and you're liking the vibes, you feel like they're maybe relaxing, good background, or give you really good ideas, make sure you subscribe, press the notification bell so you know when I post. I usually try to post on Fridays every morning so that you can have something to relax with on the weekend. And make sure you connect with me on Instagram. That's where I post a lot on a regular basis. And if you haven't yet listened to my podcast, make sure you go check it out. Everything is in the description below. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, whether it's 2024 or 2030. I will see you guys next time. Bye.